Hey guys, in this video I will show you how to make yellow rice with cooked ham. You want to start off by pouring in some vegetable oil and chopping up some onion. Then you pour in some Goya tomato sauce. You can use any tomato sauce of your choice, but I prefer this one because it has a thicker consistency. And you want to stir that all around. Now we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of sofrito. And stir that around as well. Now I have a pack of the cooked ham. It says ham steak on it. What I do is I like to take off the excess fat that's around the ham. I don't know about you, but I don't like chewy things in my rice. So that's what I will be doing. Now I start off in sections. I'm going again and removing all the excess fat. You don't have to do this. This is all just a personal preference. But I slice it into rectangles and then I cut it again into small squares. The size of the pieces, it's all up to your choice. Usually I make mine about the width of a thumbnail, and that's what I like. I like them to be bite-sized pieces. The amount of ham that you use or that you cut is all up to your preference as well. If you like there to be a lot of pieces in your rice, then you can use either half of it or the whole ham steak. I use the whole ham steak because we have a family of 7. Now I'm just gonna be putting it into the rice pot along with the oil, the tomato sauce, sofrito, and the diced onions. And you want to stir that around to make sure that all the flavors are getting into everything. You want that well blended in. Now you're gonna see me adding some more pieces and more pieces because I just felt like it wasn't enough. So I ended up using the whole ham steak. Now I just pour in some water. Again, I don't say any measurements because I was taught by sight and by smell. I was never taught using measurements. So this video, I'm sorry if you depend on measurements. I'll try my best, but I usually fill up the water line to the middle of the pot. So how big your pot is, just fill the water line to the middle of that pot. I hope that makes sense. Now, of course, you want to give everything a good stir. Anytime you add an ingredient or two, just give that a good stir so it can all be blended. I will be using sazon from Goya, and usually I use 3 to 4 packs. In this video, I'll only be using 3, and that's to give the rice that nice yellow color that you want it to have. Now, once you feel everything is blended in, then you can start adding the rest of your ingredients. I'll be using garlic powder, and all of these measurements, of course, it's just season it to your taste. If you like things to be well seasoned, then use a lot. If not, use a little bit. Then I'll be going over with some adobo and, of course, stirring it all together. I like to use a lot of seasoning because I like my rice to be bursting with flavor, not tasting like boiled water. I'm going to be using arroz rico, medium grain. Now, once your water is boiling, that's when you want to add in the rice. The amount that I use, I just eyeball it really. I wait for that little white section of rice to appear at the top, and then I give it a stir so I can feel for how much rice is in there. If you feel more water than rice, then that's when you want to add more. The more rice you add, the harder your rice is going to be, or the more firm your rice is going to be. If you want it to be a lot softer, use less rice, more water. Now again, I'm gonna go in and give that a nice stir. Now all throughout this time, I have my flame at a medium high. You're gonna wanna keep it on a medium high while it boils and while the rice dries up into the water. Now, I had forgotten to add the black pepper, and I usually always add black pepper for my yellow rice. Again, you just season it to your taste. I like a lot of seasoning, like I've said, so I use like a nice amount. But it doesn't come out salty. I might look like I'm pouring in a lot of seasonings, but the rice tastes delicious, I promise you. Now, if you can only smell what I'm smelling right now, it's delicious. My stomach was literally growling at this point. So now you're just gonna let that boil until you see the water has dried up, just like this. You don't want it dried completely. You want to still see some moisture around the edges. Now, you lower the flame to a low. Now, once everything has been turned around, then what I usually do, you don't have to do this, but I make like a small tunnel, I guess, or small hole right in the middle of the rice. And I just prefer to do it that way because then the steam from the middle can go around the rice. This is how I was taught, so I'm showing you guys how I do it. So now that the rice has been sitting for 10 minutes cooking, you want to go in again and stir it again. After this, you want it to cook for 20 more minutes. Now, you have the option of going in and turning the rice every 10, but I don't do it. I go in after this, I just leave it cooking for 20 minutes and then I stir it again. And then I'll probably leave it for like another 10, but during that second stir, that's when I taste the rice to see if it needs more cooking or anything like that. And please excuse the shakiness of the video, at least for this section. My ring light stand broke, so I had to hold it in one hand and stir with my other hand. And there you have it. That's all there is to it. It's pretty easy. Nice yellow rice with ham. So delicious. Top it off with your favorite side, which in this case I have an empanada, beef empanada. Now for the taste test. So good. Nice and fluffy. Rice is not too hard. Nothing. So, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, as well as subscribe if you haven't already done so. That way you can see more of my videos just like this. And I'm gonna have a bunch more on different topics throughout the week. So make sure you stay tuned. Hope to see you in the next video. Give me a comment down below. What was your experience with it? If you tried this, let me know how it went for you. And until the next video, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Bye.